Hello, and welcome to Healthy Habits, where things are seldom perfect, but I am still making progress. I am learning to replace old habits with new, healthier ones. I hope that you can find something useful or inspiring in the things that I share here, or at least leave with a smile. Since tomorrow is Earth Day, seems like the perfect time for a garden tour. This morning's harvest: oregano and mint. Let's start out front, since there's the least amount out there. This is some green manure. I am taking clippings from the yard and throwing them here to make this wonderful black gold. This azalea needs some stuff clipped out of it, Lord. This bed needs some work. Hydrangea looks good. Daffodils are about done, but I don't chop them down till they get way down, all the way down, touching the ground. And the azalea looking wonderful. So I'm also using the clippings for mulch around the fruit trees that I planted in the fall. This will give it nutrients and help retain some water. The little boxes that you see laying around, that's where the next year's trees are going to go this fall. I'm going to get some more trees and put in there. There's a dog that shouldn't be out. I don't know where she got out. I'm going to have to check the fence. This bed has newly planted rosemary and thyme and chamomile that looks just awful. There are some pumpkins that have come up on their own in there. The pansies are from last fall. They've come back looking pretty. Basil does not look well either. I may have to plant some more of that. But the parsley is looking good. I've already got one cutting from that. So my bird friend started to build a nest and then something happened. I think it's because my neighbor is chopping down some trees next door. So my mom's didn't look too well, so I have put the grass clippings around them too, hoping that they just need the nutrients and to retain to hold the water. Hopefully this will help. This is last year's wildflower beds that I was going to extend, but then I bought those mums, and now I'm not sure what to do with this because I don't want them to shade out the mums, so I'm letting it rest. So this is parsley growing in the driveway that is self-seeded from that bed out front. So this bed has beans in it. These are going to grow up the trestle. They are climbers. Then I've also planted 3 different kinds of bush beans: Blue Lake, Early Italian, and Stringless. There's also some pumpkins that have come up in here also. All right, so we're heading out to the strawberry bed. I had to put in a few new plants this year, but I'm going to try my hand at saving the runners so that I don't have to keep doing that. I also got a couple new blueberry plants. There's 4 altogether, 2 here. This is sage. This has been here for years and it's still so big and so beautiful. I was given one little sprig of mint in the fall and I planted it, and look at all this mint. And I have also harvested some already for tea. Currently, the end of this bed doesn't have anything in it. The older blueberries have already begun showing their fruit. Nothing, of course, is blue yet, but there's lots of little berries on there. Next up is the raspberry and blackberry trestle that I put up last year to keep these from going insane. This one, the trestle goes over the path, and then they also go over the back fence and over to the side where I can harvest from the other side of the fence as well. A few blackberries starting to come up. This is the other two blueberries that I planted. And this is the lettuce bed. Most of this lettuce came up on its own after winter, except for this romaine right there. That's the only thing I planted as a plant. But there's also some seeds in here. Spinach is starting to come up, little tiny spinaches, and some mixed lettuces. This seemingly bare spot is where carrots are planted, and this is the oregano that I cut this morning. This bed also has cucumbers in it, but they're going to grow vertically up and over this trellis to save space. In this bed, I have peas that are going to climb up this trellis. There are also turnips and two types of radishes in here. I had so many peppers germinate that I've dedicated an entire bed to them. There are red bell peppers, sweet peppers, and jalapenos. So this year, in between the beds, I've laid cardboard, and then when I weed, I'm just throwing the weeds on there and grass clippings, and this will make more compost. This bed has garlic in it that I planted in the fall, and it's looking great. It also has kale and two types of broccoli. I planted purple sprouting and another type that I lost the package, and I'm not sure what it is. We'll see what it is when it flowers. This bed also has the rest of the garlic, but it also has potatoes. 2 rows of potatoes with onions down the middle. Almost every potato has come up. This is a second bed of potatoes and onions down the middle. This year I planted Yukon Gold and Purple Majesty. So I wanted to experiment with in-ground planting, so I planted some of my potatoes in here, and turns out most of them came up, so yay. I'm in the middle. I'm going to plant my asparagus since this turned out okay. So this flower bed has roses, and the only other flower I know in there by name are these irises back here, which are about to bloom. Everything else is just has grown wild, and I don't do much with it. I just sprinkle some seeds in there and let it go and let it do what it wants to do for the birds and the butterflies. This is going to be a new raised bed, 12 foot by 3 foot, and I'm going to make this my dedicated lettuce bed. This gets to be a shady area, and I'll be able to grow lettuce longer. Next up is the grapevine. I haven't seen much action yet, except for this one bud right there. This is a new section of path that I just created this weekend, and along it I planted flower seeds and clover. Along the outside of this old greenhouse, I again planted tomatoes. The first side was Chadwick cherry, and on this side there are black cherry and also some more Chadwick cherry. The hope is these tomatoes will grow up and over just like they did last year and provide me with lots of little tomatoes. All right, so this rose is a new addition, and I'd like a mate over there on that side. This is where I've laid out another part of the path that I will be working on in the fall. This lilac is bloomed out and smells wonderful. These are beefsteak and brandywine black tomatoes that I'm going to train up on this trellis instead of using cages. And in front of them are marigolds of various types. In front of them will go the zucchini and squash. This back area is where I feed the birds, and I put things like boards and cardboard, things that's not going to go into my compost bin. This is the compost bin here, and I treat it like a hot box. Under the grapevine structure, I planted clover, and it has grown wonderfully. I'm using some of this clover to make homemade fertilizer. So I just cut, chop, add water, and then let it sit for a couple weeks. And it makes like a tea. So trying something new. These are some more plants eagerly awaiting their permanent home. There are still a few under the grow lights that will be going outside real soon. So I don't mow this area very often, and in some spots not at all. I leave it to the insects, the butterflies and bees, and also to the toads who love to hang out in here. So it's not laid out yet, but this section here that has the dog's sticks and balls, next year, hopefully, will be more in-ground beds. I would like to grow corn and Brussels sprouts and some other things. I've also added a couple new bird feeders. Well, I call them bird feeders. You might call them coffee mugs or tea mugs. And also 2 hummingbird feeders that are glass. And I've added my homemade hummingbird mix. Happy Earth Day. The girls and I hope you make it every day Earth Day.